Ukraine war. 14 killed as Russian missile and drone attacks strike Kyiv, including American citizen. Volodymyr Zelensky was due to hold talks with Donald Trump, but the U.S. president has announced he is unexpectedly returning to Washington because of tensions in the Middle East. Russian missile and drone attacks have killed 14 people in Kyiv overnight, according to Ukrainian officials. A 62-year-old U.S. citizen who suffered shrapnel wounds is among the dead. At least 139 others were wounded in strikes that hollowed out a residential building and destroyed dozens of apartments, with the city's mayor announcing that Wednesday will be an official day of mourning. Emergency workers were at the scene to rescue people from under the rubble. Images show a firefighter was among those hurt, with injured residents evacuated from their homes, some by crane. President Volodymyr Zelensky described the attack as one of the most terrifying attacks on Kyiv, and said Russian forces had fired 440 drones and 32 missiles as civilians slept in their homes. Putin wants the war to go on, he said. It is troubling when the powerful of this world turn a blind eye to it. Ukraine's Interior Minister, Ihor Klimenko, said 27 locations across the capital have been hit, including educational institutions and critical infrastructure. He claimed the attack, in the early hours of Tuesday morning, was one of the largest on the capital since Russia's full-scale invasion began in February 2022. Drones swarmed over the city, with an air raid alert remaining in force for 7 hours. One person was killed and 17 others injured as a result of separate Russian drone strikes in the port city of Odessa. It comes as the G7 summit in Canada continues, which Ukraine's leader is expected to attend. Volodymyr Zelensky was due to hold talks with Donald Trump, but the president has announced he is unexpectedly returning to Washington because of tensions in the Middle East. Ukraine's foreign minister says Moscow's decision to attack Kyiv during the summit is a signal of total disrespect to the U.S. Russia not only rejects a ceasefire or a leaders' meeting to find solutions and end the war, it cynically strikes Ukraine's capital while pretending to seek diplomatic solutions, Andriy Sybiha wrote on social media. Moscow has launched a record number of drones and missiles in recent weeks, and says the attacks are in retaliation for a Ukrainian operation that targeted warplanes in airbases deep within Russian territory. Military analysts say Russia is adapting its tactics and concentrating strikes on a single city at a time to overwhelm Ukraine's air defenses. It is a new challenge that we need to adapt to as soon as possible, Oleksandr Kovalenko warned. On X, Ukraine's foreign ministry wrote, Russia's campaign of terror against civilians continues. Its war against Ukraine escalates with increased brutality. The only way to stop Russia is tighter pressure, through sanctions, more defense support for Ukraine, and limiting Russia's ability to keep sowing war. Alina Lepishnak, who lived in one of the destroyed buildings, said, It's horrible, it's scary. In one moment there is no life. I can only curse the Russians, that's all I can say. They shouldn't exist in this world. Russia's military says it downed 203 Ukrainian drones over 10 regions on Monday evening and Tuesday morning, with flights in and out of all 4 of Moscow's airports temporarily suspended.